So here's a bold statement. Prodeus is a shooter. It is an old school shooter, even. And maybe, just maybe, we could say that it's one of the better games of its kind from someone within the last couple of years. But don't just take this statement like it is. Instead, let me tell you a little bit more about it. This is my review of Prodeus. By the time of this video, Prodeus is still in early access and you can get it on Steam, GOG or from the Humble Store, and each of these shops will charge you about 20 to 25 euros for it. You can find the link to their Steam page in the video description if you're interested. I was always very hesitant about early access games. One of the reasons being you're paying for something that's not finished yet. You don't know when or if it's ever gonna be finished, and you have no idea yet how much content you're gonna get in the end. So as usual, this is the risk you will be taking. In the end though, Prodeus was the very first early access game that I've ever bought. For real. This just shows how interested I was in this title, and after finishing it, still am. But what do we actually get for these 20 coins? About 10 enemy types, 12 levels and 8 guns, including all-time classic favorites like a rocket launcher, a shotgun, a plasma rifle and a pretty hefty minigun. All rendered in glorious sprites with rudimentary animations, but a bit more on that later. As of right now, the content is still a bit lacking, but provides about 3 to 4 hours of entertainment. At least there is an included level editor within the game's menu, so the community can actually create their own levels and even full campaigns, which all can be downloaded and played directly from the main menu, which is not only very handy, but also a great example on how it should be done. So not only are you able of creating new content yourself, but you can also share it with the world and of course play the levels that other fans have created already, which are just as enjoyable as the ones that are included in the game until now. At least there won't be any lack of entertainment until the devs will finally release their finished product at some point in the future. So you've got the guns, the enemies and the levels. But how does this actually play in the end? Pretty fucking great, I must say. If you imagine a mixture of classic Doom with a pinch of Quake and some influence from Doom's 2016 reimagination, you get pretty close to the final feeling. It's a fast-paced, glorious gorefest that leads you over lava, through tunnels, over planetary surfaces and into some tight arenas where you get shot at from every direction all at once. Not only is this quite challenging, but a whole lot of fun as well, given you're into this type of game, that is. What most potential buyers will actually struggle with is the overall presentation. Prodeus looks very old school from different angles, as you can see in the gameplay footage. The enemies and guns are made out of sprites, most of the textures are a bit low resolution, and the polygon count is probably as low as the population in my hometown. And so are the animations in the ad. They look like a bit rough, like someone that had too many drinks is trying to stumble home after a rough night. And yet, despite all that, the visuals are actually quite coherent and pleasing, with the lighting and those particle effects that you see basically everywhere. In the end, it mostly comes down to one question only. Do you like old school style shooters in terms of Doom or Quake? If you answer this with a yes, then you will absolutely like Prodeus. No doubt about that. As long as you're not hesitant on spending 20 shekels on an early access game, this is a safe bet and absolutely worth your time. But that's it for me. If you've already played this, then tell me in the comments what you think of this game. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!